Brian and I are back together, and I was staying at his house overnight. I have to work today, but I figured I could just leave early enough to get home. He lives about 25 minutes away from me, and my job's 30 minutes away from my house, so it's going to be quite a drive. So I'm coming home around 10:30 a.m. and I see up ahead of me, it's kind of out in the country, a lot of really long hilly roads, and I see all these cars swerving. I'm like, what are they swerving around, And I drive by, and there's this big turtle, probably like this big, a big round turtle, on his back with his legs like kicking. So there's a car, like a white pickup truck, parked on the road next to it. So I was thinking, well, maybe this guy's stopping to help it. But then I thought, you know what? No one stops to help animals. So I pull my car around. I pull around, and I go up next to the car, and I'm like, what's going on? Because I could see the turtle, he was alive. And he just speeds off real quick. So I'm like, shit. So I pull around the other side of the road, and I get into the grass, and I put my hazard lights on. And I wait for cars to pass, and then I run into the middle of the road, and I'm standing there, like, going like this, because there's I can see a line of cars coming from over the hill. And I'm like, don't hit this turtle, And these guys pull over. Actually, they don't really pull over. They're kind of more or less parked in the middle of the road. And they get out, and they're like, what's going on? And I was like, I don't know. Somebody hit this turtle, and it's alive, and I just need to flip it. Because, it was a really large snapping turtle. And a lot of people are just kind of scared to flip turtles because, of course they can bite you. But, if you get him from behind the shell, it's usually fine. But he was really large. And I was like, he had his mouth open, too, like this, because, he's scared. So I was like, do you have a shovel? And to help me flip him over, and then one guy's like, oh yeah, okay, so no problem, And so he gets out, and he gets a shovel, and he flips him over, and this turtle has been hit, and his entire shell is caved in. And the guy is like, oh my god, who would hit a turtle? He's like, what kind of an asshole hits a turtle? And and leaves him, especially, and leaves him. And he was like going on this rant. He was like so pissed, and I was like, okay, look, we gotta do something. Meanwhile, there's cars lined up behind him, cars lined up on the other side of the road, and everyone's honking at us. The guy who was driving the truck, he gets out, and he's like, you will shut up and wait, and you will shut up and wait. If you got a problem, you can squeeze in between us. But he's like, but you need to just shut up and wait. And luckily, I have this box in the back of my car. It's an animal rescue box. I have an animal rescue kit in my car, which I always keep. And I ran to my car, and the guy helped me. We picked it up, and we put him in the box, and he was too big for the box. So we had to lay the box sideways and lock it sideways because there's no other way to get him in there. And I got the car. They were like, you're a really nice person. Thank you so much for taking this turtle. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll get him help. So I drove all the way from Plattekill to Beacon, where I live. And this poor turtle, they didn't have any doctors there at this vet clinic. They're like, we have to take him all the way out to Hopewell. And I was like, are you kidding me? I have to take him out to Hopewell? So I go all the way out to Hopewell, and I drop off this turtle. And they said that they're going to take it to, they're going to call two people. There's a wildlife rescue center, and there's also a woman who specializes in turtle rehabilitation. And I was like, well, his shell is really badly cracked in, and I know that's, turtles, for those of you who don't know, they can't come out of their shell. That's their back skin. That's their back and their front. They don't have, it's just organs underneath there. And I was like, he's really hurt, and I don't know, you're probably going to have to euthanize him, because I don't know if he can be saved. And they're like, well, sometimes they can be saved, and it's not as bad as it looks. It just kind of swells from the injury. So they took my name and number, and they're going to call me, tell me how he's doing. And I think I'm just going to call tomorrow, and I have 20 minutes to get to work. But I thought that I would just update this as quick as I could, just because, wow. So the lesson learned today is always stop and help something if you see it injured on the road, because it's probably not dead. And you never know, you don't want to leave something suffering on the hot pavement in 90-degree weather, having people swerve around it, possibly hitting it multiple times. Take the initiative, people. Take the initiative and care. Show some compassion. It's important. And hopefully this turtle will live and go on to eat lettuce and little fishes and whatever else he needs to do. And that's all I have to say. Goodbye.